Thanks for joining us for 5 on 5. I'm Joe Sullivan, pleased to be joined by Congressman Bentz. Congressman, thanks for being here today.
It's great to be with you.
Many of our questions come from our viewers, and the first question they wanted to know, what are you doing to support freedom of speech?
Well, I think I support freedom of speech, and so if there's some example you have where we in Congress should be doing something that we're not, you need to ask me about that.
And protecting the First Amendment specifically.
Well, the First Amendment is, I think you're talking about the part that says Congress shall not do anything to abridge free speech. And if I see Congress doing anything in that space, then I'll do my best to stop it.
Another question from a viewer. Why did you vote yes on the big, beautiful bill when a majority of your constituents depend on the benefits that will be stripped away by law? That's a viewer question.
Well, the viewer needs to look more carefully at who I represent, because the majority of my constituents are not on Medicaid. About 33% of Oregon is on Medicaid, which is extremely sad, because that means that 33% of Oregonians, for whatever reason, are on a welfare program, and that suggests that they can't get work, and that suggests that someone's doing something wrong in Salem when it comes to supporting business and jobs. So I would just say the question should have been, why in the world are Oregonians not working? Why is 1/3 of Oregonians on Medicaid? That should be the question.
SNAP benefits also? Your thoughts?
Well, both Medicaid and SNAP are essential programs for those that need them. But sadly and unfortunately, Oregon has gone overboard when it comes to who they've been including in both programs. And when I say overboard, they've been including people that legally are not supposed to be on Medicaid. And Oregon's been doing a terrible job in trying to protect the SNAP program, because there are people on SNAP that should not be on SNAP. And so both programs, hugely important, but we can't be running them in a sloppy fashion that's going to put those programs at risk.
Another question from a viewer. There is bipartisan PBM reform legislation introduced in Congress. Can you speak on what you're doing to help pass this legislation?
Well, we better define what a PBM is, because I'm going to guess most viewers don't know.
Pharmacy
That's the Pharmacy
Benefit
Managers.
Sure.
Right, and so there was a bill that would have done a lot to reel in, control, reduce the additional cost that's added to our healthcare by PBMs. But that bill didn't pass last year. So another bill has been brought in its place. I support doing something in the PBM space. We are now discussing the new bill, which is brought by the same person, Buddy Carter of Georgia, and he knows this backwards and forwards. We need to do something, and I'm very, very happy to say that I will be supporting the bill if it contains the same type of provisions the last bill contained.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with part 2 of our 5 on 5 with Congressman Bentz. Welcome back to part 2 of our 5 on 5 with Congressman Bentz. I'm Joe Sullivan. These are questions from our viewers, and yesterday President Trump said pregnant women should not take Tylenol because of the autism risk. Do you agree with what the president had to say?
Well, I haven't heard exactly what he said, but it surprises me that
That's exactly what he said. He said that pregnant women should not take Tylenol due to the autism risk.
Well, let me answer the question. It surprises me that he would weigh in on that space. He's not a doctor, and so I'm surprised that he would weigh in there.
All right, President Trump urged parents to ignore vaccine schedules for their children. Do you agree with that?
No.
So you don't agree with the president on that? So the vaccine stance you have is...
Vaccine, I support vaccination, but I also understand how dangerous it can be. My dad took the swine flu shot back in whenever Ford was president, and he got Guillain-Barré syndrome from it. So I understand that vaccinations can have an incredibly negative impact, but I support vaccinations in general because I think they've saved enormous numbers of lives. And in fact, my mother died from complications of polio. So of course I support vaccinations.
Another question from our viewers, do you think an unedited version of the Epstein files should be released?
Well, you better define edited. If you're going to release the files that have the names of victims in them, I don't agree with that at all. So if we need to protect those who were harmed by this monster, Epstein, and we need at the same time to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So the real question isn't who gets to see all this stuff, it's how in the world do we make sure that people are protected from monsters like Epstein.
All right, we have about a minute left. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I really enjoy this, your program, and I'm very happy to be on it.
All right, thank you very much, Congressman. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
stopping by. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Stay with us.